I find it rich that Congressman Gates is talking about politicizing this after the stunt you pulled on the House floor with that gas mask. I hope you're going to lend that to your constituents.
Give me a break.
So
I was making a point that we should be concerned about it as congressmen because...
In case you were wondering, this is a picture of Matt Gaetz, who wore a gas mask on the House floor when he was going to vote on the coronavirus spending bill.
In Congress, we go through the dirtiest airports and we interact with a lot of people. And by the way, I've been right. A lot of members of Congress have turned out to be positive. So give me a break. You can't ascribe my motives any more than anyone else could.
Nobody can hear this. Stop. Stop.
When he was saying that people are going to die if they show up and vote, that was voter suppression coming directly from... It wasn't Republicans saying don't show up and vote.
You shouldn't be talking about people dying because people in your district saw you making fun of this and took this less seriously.
You are such a joke. The fact that you can't substantively argue the point and you have to pretend to ascribe voters to me is a testament to the fact that you don't have the intellectual ability to have an actual debate.
We've got to flatten the curve. Getting too personal. Guys, getting too personal. All right, we're going to go.
Congressional
all right, up ahead, the White House.
That guy, Chris Hahn, is a living legend. He, in the past, had roasted some Republican commentator for calling Greta Thunberg, that's how you pronounce it in the Swedish way, mentally ill. That's what it was. It was just revolting, vile, and that guy was actually kicked off Fox News and suspended as a contributor, I believe, for a little while. So Chris Hahn doing God's work there. He's a Democratic strategist. And so what blows my mind is that Gaetz, who is one of the most attention-seeking, just gross Republicans out there. I mean, if the gas mask doesn't prove anything to you, how he was trying to downplay it and all of that, Gaetz was trying to say that Hahn was in favor of voter suppression for trying to suspend elections and was calling out the fact that Wisconsin held their elections in the middle of a pandemic. Milwaukee had 180 polling locations. They were down to 5 because no one wanted to work there. Poll workers are traditionally older. And they were like, I'm not risking myself for this. And so, what do you know? We don't, I believe, know the full results yet, but Republicans had a Supreme Court vote up in the state of Wisconsin, so they wanted to push that through. So Gaetz was trying to gaslight everybody and say that wanting to suspend the election or extend the vote by mail and absentee ballot acceptance of those, that he's trying to say that that's voter suppression. Like the amount of mental gymnastics that would have to be. No, it's suppression to close almost all of the polling locations and ask people to go out, violate the stay-at-home order, and vote in a deadly pandemic. But no one should ever take anything this guy says seriously because he wore a gas mask on the floor when he was voting on the coronavirus spending bill, and this was what came after that almost immediately. Following his gas mask stunt, the congressman was forced to self-quarantine after he came into contact with an attendee of the Conservative Political Action Conference who tested positive for COVID-19. And then Gaetz tried to claim that his donning of the mask was sincere and was his way of demonstrating his concern. You disingenuous mother... God. You know, there are too few politicians who want to do good in this world. We know this. There are very few who are doing the right thing, but some people delude themselves into thinking they're doing the right thing. You know, like, I think you can take enough money from corporations and take enough money from wealthy people and still think, no, but I'm serving the public. I'm serving my great country. There's a lot of ways you can convince yourself that you're actually a good person. People do it all the time. But I don't even think Matt Gaetz thinks he's a good guy. He's in Congress just to get attention. And I just wonder what happened in his childhood to make him be such a sanctimonious attention seeker. He was probably not hugged enough. That's my perspective on it.